Rise and streaming on crossroadstoday.com. An incident during a Beeville football game left a player in the hospital. And more clashes between immigration enforcement as the agency targets some of the nation's largest cities. Plus, a county commissioner is trying to crack down on illegal dumping.
And for your Monday, it's a brand new week out there, but with the rain all said and done, the sun is back to heat us up before a cold front gets here tomorrow night. Don't believe me? Look at all that weather coming up.
Good morning, Crossroads. Kickball fever hits Schomer and Vickers Elementary. Big plays, fast runs, and hometown pride. Catch the action and the final score coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning, Crossroads, and welcome to your Monday morning.
Monday morning, brand new week out there.
It's a brand new week, and the weather has been pretty consistent, but don't get caught off guard because we just got issued a fog advisory.
That's right. We just had a few special weather statements issued around the Crossroads this morning, and that's going to be issued for fog, which you can't really see too much on the Victoria Live camera, but if you look really close, like way out in the distance, you can kind of see some of it trying to form. But right now this morning, you can see our station is actually not working this morning. I got some interesting things happening at the ASAL station, which is the National Weather Service station out at the airport. But with temperatures looking a little cool out there right now, lots of us in the mid and upper 60s, but temperatures right now are still very slowly cooling down to that dew point, which is about 64, 65 degrees. And that combined with the very calm to light winds out there, I don't know what's happening at just south of San Antonio. Got a big blip happening over there, but with those two things combined, that's what's bringing us the fog this morning. You can see visibility looking at around a mile or less out there, especially headed up towards the Houston area and southwest along 59. So make sure to stay safe if you're hitting the roads this morning. You can see here's that special weather statement. It's just issued for the fog. Not really too much happening out there on radar this morning or for the rest of today. So if you're sending your kiddos out the door this morning, packing those sunglasses, that means it's going to be sunny today. We'll look at all those details next.
The UIL is investigating after a confrontation during a Beeville football game. Video shows a confrontation between Lavernia and AC Jones JV football players. The clash happened midfield during a play. UIL officials say both districts and the local district executive committee are reviewing what happened. Lavernia ISD says they don't condone unsportsmanlike conduct. The Beeville player's mother says her son was taken to the hospital and is now recovering. Illegal dumping remains a serious problem in Victoria County. Precinct 3 Commissioner Shannon Martin is taking new steps to stop it. Martin has installed warning signs and surveillance cameras in dumping hotspots. The goal is to identify and hold those accountable who attempt to trash the county. Martin says additional cameras and enforcement efforts are on the way. Authorities in Seadrift have identified the body of a fisherman recovered Thursday afternoon. Search crews found the body of 72-year-old Mark Matthew Malik of Shiner along the shoreline of the Aransas Wildlife Refuge. Malik was wade fishing in the bay Wednesday when his boat drifted off. When he tried to reach it, they believe he went underwater and never resurfaced. French police have made arrests in connection with a daylight jewelry heist at the Louvre. French media reports 2 men were taken into custody on suspicion of organized theft and criminal conspiracy. Investigators are still working to locate all the perpetrators involved and the 8 pieces of the stolen crown jewels that have an estimated value of $102 million. Now to new clashes on the streets as federal agents carry out their immigration crackdown. ABC's Piri Russum has the latest as tensions erupt as children headed to a Halloween parade.
This morning, Homeland Security is defending actions taken by federal officers in Chicago over the weekend that sparked outrage from some residents.
Tear gas in Old Irving Park right now, our own neighborhood, scaring our children.
A Halloween parade for kids canceled after agents deployed what appeared to be tear gas.
We were supposed to be standing on this corner with hundreds of families walking around, and we're just being terrorized by ICE.
DHS says the agents were acting in self-defense after a crowd started gathering during the arrest of a construction worker who was in the country illegally.
I'm gonna throw it right back at you.
In another neighborhood, a confrontation with ICE agents turning violent.
Go ahead.
Angry residents shouting and masked agents making an arrest. Agents deploying a gas canister and moments later pushing a woman to the ground before driving off in a van.
Get up, get up.
And on Friday, agents were trying to arrest construction workers at a private home.
You have no permission permission to be on my property.
When one worker became caught in a tug of war with an agent and co-worker who managed to pull him through a window into the home. Border Patrol Commissioner Greg Bovino tells ABC News nearly 3,000 people have been arrested in Chicago so far since the immigration crackdown started last month. Bovino is due in court tomorrow after this video appeared to show him throwing tear gas last week. He's accused of violating a restraining order that limits the use of tactics to suppress protests. Homeland Security says Bovino had been hit in the head by a rock. Bovino says agents are trying to use as little force as possible to keep people safe. Perry Russum, ABC News, New York.
Hurricane Melissa is now a Category 5. The storm continues to barrel toward Jamaica and is poised to become the strongest storm ever recorded there. The storm now has 160-mile-per-hour winds. The National Hurricane Center said Melissa could make landfall in Jamaica Tuesday morning. The agency also warning that portions of the country could see life-threatening and catastrophic flash flooding and landslides. On Friday, the Field of Honor welcomed current and former military members from across the country. They gathered for the 19th Annual Warriors Weekend. For the 17th year, flags are on display on John Stockbauer near Parkway Church. After visiting the field, Warriors launched a convoy, some heading to Port Lavaca and Seadrift, while another group toured through Victoria. Victoria County Commissioners meet at 10 this morning. They'll receive for the record a TxDOT state-assisted airport development grant for the Victoria Regional Airport. They'll also consider approving a donation of labor and materials for the installation of fencing at the Bloomington Little League fields. They meet in room 241 on the second floor of the Victoria County Courthouse. Remember, follow us on YouTube, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. The time now, let's get a look at our clock up here. It is 6:37 on our Monday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up next on 25 News Now Sunrise. Tragedy strikes in a Victoria neighborhood and the community needs answers.
Millions of Americans could soon see their food assistance run out later this week. I'm Nicole D'Antonio in Washington with the details as the government shutdown drags on to another week.
And also coming up next after the break and the short-term forecast, you heard me say today it's going to be a bit of a warm one out there, not feeling like October. So coming up next, I'll tell you just how warm I think it'll be near you. Well, good morning, Crossroads, and happy Monday. It's a brand new week, y'all, and actually this is going to be our last week of October before we're headed into November. This weekend starting Saturday, that's November 1st, y'all. And before November starts, well, we're looking at another warm day that doesn't feel like October at all, I can guarantee you that. That's going to be thanks to our sunshine that's going to be beaming all day today. You can see that on your future tracker. This is noontime. And you can see for most of the day today, we're going to be looking pretty sunny out there with maybe just a few passing clouds trying to form in the afternoon time off of the daytime heating. Otherwise, it'll be pretty sunny. So grab your sunglasses if you're headed out the door, I'm thinking, for today. And the same thing for tomorrow, Tuesday as well, because you're going to see in a second. Looking overnight tonight, looking mostly clear, but maybe a few passing clouds trying to form in the early morning hours before that clears up. And like I said, we're looking sunny again for tomorrow, Tuesday, all the way until the afternoon time, because then in the evening time, the front will be here. We're talking somewhere between 5, 6, maybe up until about 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. That's when the front will pass through, and we're looking at winds gusting up to 25, 30 miles an hour at times. But it will also bring with it a chance for showers. We're talking like a 30% chance, 3-0, for maybe a few isolated showers or thunderstorms trying to form in the evening time before the front totally clears us out. Before that gets here, though, we're looking a bit warm. Like I said, I'm thinking high of 90 in Victoria today. That's 9 degrees above where we're supposed to be. Goodness. Everyone else about the same, low 90s, maybe upper 80s in our coastal counties. And then the front gets here tomorrow night, and we are cooling off. Don't believe me? We'll look at all that here in just a second.
This past Thursday, 2 neighborhood schools in Ellis, Schomer and Vickers faced off with their 4th and 5th graders in a fun, action-packed game, and the matchup featured some big kick plays, amazing catches, and fast break runs, bringing both communities together to support this exciting rivalry. In the end, Vickers walked away with the victory, final score 8-0. The competitive atmosphere and great performances didn't stop the Lions from being good sports. They took delight in their teamwork and local support from the community.
Great. We were very nervous. This is definitely a tough team that we played, but we have been practicing really hard the past few weeks and getting ready for it. The boys did really good today. We definitely hold our athletes to a higher standard. We think that they should be kind and respectful to everybody, and especially on the field.
I did pretty good.
My team, we did good. I think we could have did a little bit better, but we still did good. We still beat Shalimar.
I'm like happy that we're all together and like supporting our Vickers team. Just remembering playing with my team and everything that we did together.
A big congratulations to those young athletes. Vickers, along with Shalimar, complete their season of kickball later on this week on Thursday at their respected elementary schools. But that does it for your 25 News Now Sports. Until next time, I'm Ray Robinson.
Experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. This morning, a growing number of families are feeling the pain as the government shutdown continues. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio is in Washington with details as federal food assistance programs are set to run out later this week.
This morning, as the federal government shutdown drags on, experts warn more than 40 million Americans could be impacted by the food assistance program set to run out by the end of the week. The U.S. Agriculture Department, which administers the SNAP food assistance program, announcing the well has run dry. The message on its website blaming Senate Democrats in an unusually partisan message for the shutdown.
I call on moderate Democratic senators to end this craziness.
But Democratic leadership pushing back.
We can't do a deal with President Trump and then have him tear it up tomorrow and start mass firings or canceling programs that he doesn't like or canceling programs that help blue states. We have to be sure that a deal is a deal.
It comes as the stalemate on Capitol Hill shows no signs of progress. The main sticking point, extending tax credits for the Affordable Care Act. A recent analysis from KFF found that premium payments could more than double in 2026 if the ACA enhanced premium tax credits expire. Many food banks are struggling to keep up with the demand, especially with fewer donations coming in.
Volunteer food pantries like ours and others cannot meet the need. SNAP is an essential piece of meeting the food need in the United States, and SNAP is being cut. It's very tragic.
It comes as another 700,000 federal workers are set to miss their first full paychecks this week. Among them, air traffic controllers who've begun calling out sick and taking second jobs, leading to staffing shortages at major airports. U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy warning that more flights could be delayed or canceled in the coming days. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent warns that money to pay the military may soon run out, and service members could miss their paychecks by mid-November if the shutdown continues. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Residents on Jecker Street say they're living in fear, avoiding one home they claim is overrun by a pack of aggressive dogs. One resident says she's still heartbroken after losing her pet, and she's not alone. Neighbors say the pack has been terrorizing the area for more than a year. Neighbors say the city hasn't done enough to fix the problem. Despite repeated complaints, many are now avoiding Jecker Street altogether, hoping the city will finally take action before someone else gets hurt.
We call the dog pound. It's been out here. Many trucks been out here. The law been out here so many times, a whole year, and nothing has been done, nothing at all. And there's people that walk through here in the evening, young kids after school, and they attack everyone that walks through here. I'm hurt and I'm mad because it took a whole year for them to do something.
Neighbors claim authorities are expected to be at the property this morning to pick up some of the dogs. There are conflicting reports about what will happen to the dogs once they're removed. For more local news content, weather, and sports, come to our website. You can also submit birthday wishes and nominate a military hero or athlete of the week. And if you see news happening, let us know. Call the number on your screen or contact us by emailing us at staff@crossroadstoday.com. It's now 6:45 on our Monday morning. Still to come on Sunrise, two global powers inching toward an agreement. Those details are still under wraps. Time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Sherwin. Happy birthday from your coworkers.
That's right. Happy birthday, Sherwin. And also happy birthday to John Cleese, the English actor, writer, producer, and co-founder of the Monty Python comedy troupe, is 86 today. Happy birthday, John. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, you can come to crossroadstoday.com. Just click the drop-down menu, then click the Home tab, and then you'll submit your birthday photo.
We want to wish Trey Mining a happy belated birthday, and I want to wish Jake a happy birthday. And
Jake.
You a happy birthday if you're celebrating one today, or maybe you got to celebrate over the weekend.
Over the weekend, that's right. Happy birthday. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, good morning, Crossroads. I'm sure a lot of y'all saw the 7-day forecast a few moments ago, or you heard us talking about it last week. Well, we still have a cold front coming our way tomorrow night. It'll be here, like I said earlier, sometime between 6 to maybe 5 to 8 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday evening. And you can see before that gets here, we're looking a little bit warm out there with highs both today and tomorrow are going to be in the low 90s for most of us, maybe even mid 90s in our western counties, which you'll see in a second. You can see then the front will get here. That'll spark up a few thunderstorms out there, isolated in nature, 30% chances. So it's not a guarantee that you'll see that. But after the front passes, look at this. The hottest it's going to be on Wednesday. I'm thinking a high of 73 degrees in Victoria. With the coldest it's going to be Wednesday and Thursday night, lows are in the 40s. So I really hope you've got your jackets and your sweaters washed because it will be a little bit chilly later this week. I can guarantee that. Now looking at satellite to see where the front's coming from, you can see just over the Mississippi River Valley. We're talking actually right over Mississippi River. We have our mid-level low pressure system, which recently brought us the rain over the weekend. That is pushing eastward and bringing us lots of northwesterly winds off of the mountains in the upper levels, which is why we're looking at a lot of clear, mostly sunny skies for the next few days. But then the front gets here and you can see it is right here, right about Wyoming and also Montana region right now, but that'll be taken into our region for tomorrow, Tuesday night, all thanks to that gigantic low pressure system coming out of Canada. Now, before the front gets here, like I said, most of us in the 90s for tomorrow, and like I was saying earlier, maybe our western counties in the mid 90s, so a bit warm out there. But then the front gets here and we're looking at low temperatures Wednesday morning, plummeting to the 50s. And if that's not enough, like I said, we're in the 40s after that. High temperatures, however, Wednesday, looking very lovely out there. Get out there and enjoy that. And actually wind chills in the middle of the day with gusts up to 30 miles an hour at times. It could feel like the 60s for wind chills in the middle of the day, Wednesday. Same thing for Thursday as well, with low temperatures in the morning time Thursday, dropping to the 40s, low 40s in our northern counties. So I think that's cold enough for me to say grab your jackets later this week. Now, there is some good news, also more good news on top of the front coming our way. The front is actually going to drag Melissa, grab it, and fling it northward back into the Atlantic. But right now it is sitting at a Category 5 strength, gust up to nearly 200 miles an hour. Jamaica is about to get crushed, y'all. Please pray for them. And we're going to look at all that and more later on Sunrise.
The U.S. and China may be closing in on a new trade deal. China's top negotiator now saying the two countries have reached what he calls a preliminary consensus. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent calls it a successful framework. The president is set to meet with China's leader Thursday. The president not happy with an anti-tariff ad put on TV by a Canadian province, and now he's threatening to boost tariffs on Canadian imports by an extra 10%. The ad ran during World Series games and included statements by former President Ronald Reagan criticizing tariffs. Trump says the ad misrepresents Reagan's position. More cars and trucks are rolling off the line at the world's largest automaker. Toyota says worldwide production last month rose more than 10%. Production in Toyota's U.S. factories jumped nearly 30%. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. A mother and child in peril, how first responders saved the day. In Fort Worth, police rescuing an infant trapped under a vehicle. On Thursday, a woman crashed her vehicle with her infant inside. The woman and her baby were thrown from the car. The baby was trapped underneath the vehicle. The mom and baby were rushed to a hospital for treatment. Both are expected to make a full recovery. California Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom is teasing a potential 2028 presidential run. When asked Sunday if he would seriously consider running, Newsom said, quote, "Yeah, I'd be lying otherwise." Newsom went on to explain his focus is now on the midterms and helping Democrats regain control of the House. Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry issued an emergency order funding SNAP benefits in November. The governor says it's a top priority to ensure that people don't go hungry due to the government shutdown. Benefits from previous months can still be used. However, new benefits will not be loaded onto SNAP cards until the government reopens. Hanselman Road between Delmar Street and Anthony Road will be closed to through traffic starting this morning for 7 weeks from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The road will close daily for sanitary sewer construction. All businesses and homes will remain accessible during the construction. And early voting continues in Victoria with 17 state constitutional amendment propositions on the ballot. For those living within Victoria city limits, there are 2 local propositions. Prop A adopts civil service law for the Victoria Fire Department, and Prop B establishes collective bargaining for the fire department. Early voting continues today through Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Thursday and Friday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So far, 1,161 votes have been cast locally. That's just 2% of registered voters in the county. We want to invite y'all to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. And you want to be careful on your morning commute because a fog advisory was just issued. And let's get a look at our sunrise too with Parker. Parker, can we see anything?
Well, right now on our Victoria Live camera, which I should let y'all know is facing southeast, and we're looking at right here. This right here is Lone Tree Road, and this is Loop 463. Looking southeast, like I said, looking towards Port Lavaca, but this is the Victoria Emerging Technology Complex. And you can see if you look really, really closely, we're talking like right here underneath the 463 Loop Bridge, there's a little bit of light fog out there. You can kind of see out there, but starting out the day, 61 degrees in Victoria. You can see the station has finally fixed itself. I don't know what happened out there, but dew point is matching that temperature, bringing us 100% humidity to work with. Fog. That's exactly why we're seeing that out there this morning. You can see the visibility map showing a bit foggy out there for a good majority of this morning. So like Carolina was saying, make sure that you stay safe if you're hitting the roads this morning. It looks like the National Weather Service has actually just recently upgraded our special weather statements to a dense fog advisory, and that's now in effect for a good majority, about 80% of our counties this morning. So stay safe. That's going to go until 10 a.m. when that starts clearing up. I'm thinking between 8 to 9:30. Now, before that gets here, starts clearing up, looking at temperatures right now, still cooling. That's why we're seeing fog out there this morning. Temperatures are slowly cooling down to that dew point, which I said is 64 degrees. Lots of us in the mid upper 60s, but our folks on the coast are still in the 70s because you're right next to that warm Gulf water, which is right now sitting at about 80 degrees. But with that warm Gulf water, you're looking for a high of about 89 today in Port Lavaca, especially underneath the beaming Texas sun. So grab your sunglasses, I'm thinking. Mid 80s by noontime. Same thing in Victoria, but a bit warmer. Thinking 90 for the high today. And also a bit warmer in Cuero, high of 91 today. So y'all stay safe in the heat. We've done this all summer long, unfortunately, but I promise you it's all about to change tomorrow, Tuesday night, because our front's going to get here and that's going to cool us down. Highs in the 70s later this week and lows a little chilly in the 40s and 50s. That's a little chilly.
That pumpkin on Wednesday.
There you go.
All right, thank y'all for being with us. Join Shauna, Dawn, Maclovio, and Max today for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10. Have a safe day.